I hope you guys enjoyed that Riff challenge. I wanted to show you these awesome IRs that I got from JENS Bogren up in the land of ice and snow. Really appreciate this guy. I had to do absolutely no EQ work whatsoever, and it just sits and fits with aggressive things. With these Riff challenges I get from Ola there, you just get like a straight up drum track. You don't get to mess with the kick or the snare, none of that. But JENS has specifically EQ'd and engineered these impulse responses that he gives you to sit in a dense mix right away. So what you're going to notice is I have done no EQ work or anything at all whatsoever with my guitars. I have them all down here in the green. All I've got is my amp sim. I have the impulse response loader and a limiter to keep it from going over the top. The IR loader I am using for these is True Cab. I'll expand that so you can see it a little better. And right away when you jump into his impulse responses, like everything on the outside when you first buy it seems really professional and neat and tidy, well done. You get into how he names these things and you can see this guy has a sense of humor. You got Bald and Beautiful, Bend Me Backwards, Call on Heaven. I ran into Fart Me Up and Fart Me Down, and I just had to put those in there because that gives that nice rumbly grinding sound, and farts are funny. So in my impulse responses I dropped the first 4 of those in there. I ended up getting the Northern Comfort. Really liked that. Very, very smooth tone there. I used that for my lead. And I got into Sound of God. These two right down here. They're really full, so I dropped them in. And Yellow Progger sounded really nasty. These last 3, he really captured a lot of the sizzle and the grind that's coming out of the cab, and I dig that. So I put the 2 Yellow Progger ones in there, and I left some of these at half volume so they just add more to the character and it wouldn't sound so muddy. So I just brought those back so it would be more magical, I guess. And I let the basic Fart Me Down and Fart Me Up, since that grindy rumble was more noticeable in those, I pushed those forward, blended it with the Sound of God. Like, oh wow, sounds great. And then I saved the preset as Shart of Thor. Pretty awesome. And what I did for my lead is I made another preset called Fart of Odin. And instead of the Yellow Progger in 7 and 8, I used Northern Comfort because it was just smoother all around. But the same setup. For the bass impulses, I use impulse responses from Panda. But I took that very last one, the You're Nasty and I Like It, and I dropped it in there so it could add to that grindy bass tone at the top. It made a huge difference. It sounds great. I absolutely love that. I gotta read you the PDF that you get when you first open this thing. Alright, so this is the letter you get from him. It says, "Thank you. for purchasing this trembling entry on the market for digital products. To be honest, I've been a bit against the emulation game for a long time, thinking that it could never sound the same, well, is he wrong, or even better than the original, be it a compressor, transformer, or an amp. However, I'm adapting to reality, and digital technology is taking big leaps all the time. Following pretty poor attempts with digital amps in the past, I was rather skeptical when I asked my friend Jay to create an IR for him. He gave me a few tips and bam! I'd be damned if that thing didn't turn out surprisingly good. In fact, when my assistant set up a blind test for me against my current amp setup for an ongoing project, I could hardly tell the difference, even less so within the mix. A few months later, Jay and I decided to put this out to the growing community of heavy metal producers and homies. I'm a home person, I guess, I don't know. And this is the result. I hope I'll be able to follow up with an update, perhaps a volume 2, other products down the line. In the meantime, enjoy this IR pack, and I hope it will help you with your mixing, riffing, jamming, or whatever you're up to. I'm just a guy that likes to make music in his house. I'm no pro or anything. Love, respect, and horns up from the land of endless winters. JENS Bogren. Thanks, man. So tell me what you thought in the comments, like, subscribe, and share. And catch you all next week on the next Riff Challenge. It was a fun project, great impulse responses. Hope you noticed by your ears how well they just got along with raw drums. Like, he's already done all the special stuff for you. These are amazing. I prefer these over trying to sift through all these other websites. It's like you search for a professional sound and, you know, just good impulses, and you know for a fact that they're good. Search is over. Here it is. That's great. It's awesome shortcut for someone like me, so I dig it.